Yeah.
And the conjure is not too hard. You just practice these fingers for like the open sound. You can also do these together, and then you do them in the middle. And then your holding hand can press in the head to change the pitch. Yeah, so it's a really cool little drum that has a lot of options in it. One jingle, kind of funny just to have one jingle. South India, Conjura. You have a question, Fitch guy.
Yeah, what are all the different movies you performed in?
Movies? I did Transformers 1 and 2. I did Cowboys and Aliens. I did Battleship. I just did Born Legacy. I did Bucket List.
Really? I love that movie.
You do? That's a Morgan Freeman, right?
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. What's it? Some other you guys might. The Dictator. I did the Dictator. Yeah. That's a recent one. And we did a lot of frame drums on the Dictator. You know when he's like this guy in the Middle East with the big beard and everything.
Yeah.
We did a lot of the frame drums there. I'll show you those here in a second. What was the other one that was kind of I Spy?
Ice Age?
Ice Age.
You know that? You know Eddie Murphy?
like
He did a movie
Spy
called I
Things?
Spy, and then
yeah.
that's pretty long time
With
ago.
Owen Wilson? Yeah.
There's some others, but they don't really come to mind right away. It's just different every.
Mean Girls? I'm sure.
Huh? He's just gonna keep asking movies. Yeah, you have another question?
So what is it like recording for those movies? Like,
What it's like is the fun part is a variety. Like, see, when we did Dictator, it was just 4 percussionists. We were playing over the top of some existing tracks, so they wanted a Middle Eastern kind of a sound. So there's a lot of frame drums in that kind of sound. You know, these are all.
I know, just like,
Yeah,
let me
they
just
all-
pull
They all fit inside each other, right? So that's how you take them on the road. You put them all in the suitcase. But this time I drove so I could even bring my bass drum. But
I brought my piano.
like, you know, the Middle Eastern,
My band with me.
the Middle Eastern sound.
Here's my son.
I'll play you some Middle Eastern stuff out here.
Yeah.
Then you can see it. We have.
How many volts you get on that?
This is.
You can turn it up too.
Chris's little tiny Doombeck, right?
I remember when you played on that.
That's the Turkish drum, right?
Look at that head.
So this is a rick, an R-I-Q, a rick, right? You can have a flam with your thumb first. Yeah. The doom is like the low sound, which is still high. The tech is the higher edge sound. Then you can play with the jingle. Or and that movie had a lot of that sort of. Is always played very well in Egypt. It's played a lot for belly dancing, and Doombeck. There's all different types of sizes. This is quite small, but Doombeck's here, you know. Really interesting because this drum you're playing this way, so you're throwing your ring finger. You're having to play towards yourself, which is not many drums you're playing this way, right? So you're throwing your hand back end, so it's a little hard to get used to. And then you have like the tone on a conga or the low sound. It's not really a bass sound per se. It's not enough room, but you can do the tone in the middle and then the tech on the edge. And doumbeks are nice for snapping. Now we can play it like a conjira. Yeah, so the doumbeks very often played with Rick and all over the Middle East, and also all over the Middle East they have frame drums, and they're called all kinds. They're called tar in North Africa. They're called daf in Iran. They're called bendir in Morocco, and you can do a whole bunch of different techniques on these too.
What skin is that?
What skin? This is all fake. This is all plastic.
Okay. I was like, that looks.
This is made to look like some kind of leopard, some kind of lizard,
Cobra.
or snake, and this is just kind of more of a deer kind of a thing. But these are just prints for decoration. They're all the same mylar, but they're different thicknesses. So I have like, this is a small, the medium, and then the large one. So I like to play, there's 4 grips. You can play one here on your knee. Yeah. This one's a little bit higher, right? Use this grip here if you want to play a couple at once. Whenever there's a thumb spot, you know. Yeah. Do a lot with the frame drum, you know, because it's all about your fingers on the edge, middle, center, snap. This one's really nice because of the very rough texture. You can do, you know. Of different sounds with your hand. Yeah, cool. Any frame drum questions?
How much do they cost usually?
Good question.
For those ones, you're probably gonna look at
maybe 110, maybe 90, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Remo, you'd have to look on the Remo website and check out prices, and then different dealers will give you different breaks, and so you know they're
all
in.
that stuff. They get all that stuff at Ted Brown.
Also use internet, Steve Weiss places, all kinds of different, you know, he's a really big percussion distributor, sometimes direct internet sales, all kinds. They're all the great thing, you know, it's a lot of the stuff is affordable. A marimba, of course, is very expensive, but smaller drums to practice, most people can afford them. And I teach in college, I teach college students, and I make them, if they want to study freight, you got to go buy one, you know. You can use a school, or kind of, but it's better to have things that are inexpensive, you know, get that yourself and definitely practice it, you know. It's always worth the investment. You can learn so much by having one. Other questions? No, everybody's quiet. What did we not cover? We did Rick from Egypt. We did Conjura from South India. We did the frame drums, which are the tar. They're from all over the world. This specifically is North Africa. Ben Deer is Morocco. It has snares, a couple pieces of gut in there to make it like a snare drum. You saw the bones, pandero. We did congas, but bongos, are from Cuba too. You have another question. That's good.
Hold on a second.
No, I think it's good.
Can you play some mallet stuff for us?
Some mallet stuff? I could, yeah.
You should.
Oh, do you want me to?
Yes.
I don't really.
How's the control?